So I've noticed a bit of a trend, a lot of young people approaching me, sending me direct messages, commenting my videos saying, "Hey, how do I actually get started with investing?" And from my perspective, there's really two main things that you need to understand when it comes to investing. So the first part of it is there's a whole mindset thing, which is about understanding how to, not spend as much money. Our whole society is really about consumption. I was recently in like HomeSense, like Winners, and they just have so much junk. And I was realizing like this company, their executives are just thinking, how do we extract as much money as we can from our customers? And I hate to pick on HomeSense, but that's really how a lot of businesses are. It's just how do we extract money, as much money as possible from people? And especially with social media, it's just consume, shopping, all this stuff. And so the first step really is to understand that, most people live paycheck to paycheck. They spend everything that they earn. And a really important step is to actually start to save at a bare minimum 10% of what you make. So, every paycheck that you get, you should set aside 10% of it to put towards saving and then investing so that that money can be growing for you. And for some people, they might start to do that and then, they want to go on vacation and they see that money and they think, oh, I'll spend that and then I'll put it back. But the first thing is really just mindset around putting money aside, not spending it, consistently saving and committing to that. There's other things there too, of course, but like reducing expenses, spending less, not eating out as much, eating at home, all those things. And then the second part of it is really just the more tactical side of it, which is how do I actually set up an account? How do I actually buy, investments? What do I invest in? The tactical stuff. But that stuff is honestly the easy part. The difficult part is the mindset part of it. And when it comes to the mindset part, it's even about people who want who want to get rich quick or things like that, or people who want to jump on like Bitcoin, or they want to jump on, just the scams online and things like that. And also understanding that investing is a long-term thing. So if we look at the stock market here, and we can even go back to 2020, early 2020. So in February, we can see where the stock market here was, and then it crashed during COVID. So it dropped quite a bit, it lost about 20% of its value over that period of time. But then, a lot of people wanted to sell. But if they would have just kept so if they would have sold, they would have lost a lot of money. But if they would have just kept holding their assets over time, then it eventually comes back, into the green, and then it grows and goes even higher than it was before COVID. And then, of course, then we have a bit of a market downturn, and you just have to hold, and then it continues upwards. Now, this is a 5-year chart. This is, we've had a very excellent last 5 years. But even if you look at 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, 100 years, the stock market trends up in this direction, but there are a lot of dips. And so I even had one of my coaching clients reach out to me the other day, and they texted me and they said, "Hey, do you think it's still a good idea for me to be investing 750?" And we had, allocated specific ETFs and stuff for this person. And I said, what made you think that? Like, why are you questioning it? And, it's, oh, the market's at all-time high, this and that. But the thing is that, the market was at an all-time high here. It was also at an all-time high here. Also here, right? And then it dropped a little bit. And so it's really just about that mindset of, allocating money to invest, holding on to those investments. And I think a lot of people want to just skip over that. And they say, hey, how do I invest? What do I invest in? But you need to really make sure that you spend time on the mindset and the early stuff. And I know, I'm the type of person that would hate hearing that when I'm getting started. But as someone who invests, I've been investing for over 10 years, and it's really important, because what happens is that people start investing, but then when the market goes down, they panic and they sell because they didn't build that initial mindset around, hey, I'm in this for the long run. Or they start to invest, and then they decide here that, oh, I want to go on vacation, I need to sell because I want that money. And it's like, no, you can't take money out, whenever you want the stock market, because it might be down. And even when it's up, you don't necessarily want to take it out because, it might go higher. You don't want to, miss out on those gains. So any money that you invest should be money that's like long-term, at least 10 years, because the market might go down and then, might take some time to recover. but really you should allocate, 10% minimum, ideally 20 or 30%. My wife and I currently are investing, I want to say about just over 50%. I think we're hovering around 51 or 52%, but we are planning to do a little bit of travel and stuff that's coming up. So that might dip down to maybe 40%, maybe 35, but still keeping a very, very high savings rate. So just wanted to share that really there's two main buckets. And for the first bucket, there's a book that I'm currently listening to. It's an audiobook. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. And maybe I'll do a video about it. But that's a really outstanding book for mindset around how to acquire wealth and how to grow your money. And then the tactical stuff's easy. So let me know if you have any questions about that, and I'll answer them.